Hello, y'all. Welcome to Jackalope Tales, Urban Legends and Music, where we uncover, is it real or is it a jackalope tale? I'm your host, Charles Mooney.
And I'm Lisa Umbarger. And we're original members of the Toadies. And now we're podcasting.
Oh, my God. We've got a second job. Well, no, it's one job.
Or a hobby.
No? We'll go with hobby. It makes us
hobby.
sound less derelict.
Right.
Okay, cool.
We got a second hobby.
But we are back. Good God.
It's been a month.
Oh, has it only been a month?
I think so.
It's been a long time.
Feels like longer.
Oh my God. To be able to get into this again.
Yes.
I mean, we got so many things to talk about, and things keep happening in the music world.
Oh my God.
And we don't have an outlet.
Yep.
So I am thankful that we are back.
I am too.
Good God. What did we do during all that time?
I don't know, but we have minimal bruises to prove that we had fun.
Right. We did take a trip to Mexico.
Well, speaking of that, have you ever been on a plane?
I have, and actually with some Toady members.
Ooh.
I know. Back when we were young, it was not so young where we dressed up for the flight, but we definitely had some flights to go to Florida, Hollywood.
Yep.
Those I kind of remember.
And mayhem ensued.
Oh my God. I think, yeah, because none of us minded the flight.
Right.
But didn't you tell me someone had an issue with it?
Yeah, so Mark, the drummer for the Toadies,
Oh, yes.
is really, really, really afraid of flying.
Oh, God. Yeah.
So on most flights, he would just get really drunk in the airport bar.
Which a classy person would do. Just get drunk at the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
He had a brilliant idea, and this is before 9/11.
Okay.
So he bought one of those big, giant 18 or 24 packs of beer. I'm doing this because he has a handle on it, and it's about yay big. It's big. It's giant.
Right.
He called it his briefcase of beer.
Oh, my God.
And he carried that on. That was his only carry-on. He didn't bring underwear or deodorant or a book. He brought beer.
Yeah.
And
didn't even try to sneak a little deodorant into the beer.
nope.
Oh, my God.
His carry-on was the briefcase of beer, and he proceeded to drink it as soon as we got seated.
Was it Bud?
It was Bud.
All
It
right.
was the king of beers.
Classy.
And the king of flights, evidently, too. So,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I just, no. I can't imagine drinking that much because then I'd have to pee on the flight.
oh, God, I know. And that's a whole other thing if you're not on the aisle seat.
Oh, my God. Yes. It's like having to go pee and you sit in the middle of the movie theater.
Right. I don't get up. If I'm not on the aisle,
Yeah.
I don't get up to do anything. I just sit there and wet my pants.
Pee right there.
Right.
I've always thought colostomy bags should be used by people younger
More
than
often.
80.
Right.
Yeah, they can really come in handy.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, I don't like peeing on the plane. And
I have never peed on the plane.
you haven't?
No, I'm kind of nervous.
Well, I mean, they have all
But
those
but-
stories about having your intestines sucked out of your butthole.
Right? Or that blue explosion
Yeah.
of the stuff. No, but then my longest flight has been, I think, 4 hours. And I made sure to empty myself and not drink anything for 20 hours before I went.
Oh my God. I would never survive. Never survive.
No. I should have had a colostomy bag as a backup, but I didn't think of that then. But we're talking about flying because...
Musicians aren't the most grounded people,
Oh, my God.
and especially when they're flying. Right.
Yeah, no
So-
kidding.
It's a crapshoot if we're going to go crazy up in the air.
Yeah. It's like this whole different persona can come out when you're in the air.
Exactly.
So we've got Juice Wrld that we're talking about. And then
Peter Buck.
Yeah, which we'll go ahead and start with him because
Okay.
he was one of those that tried to be classy,
Well,
I guess.
I mean, I have never heard anything bad about Peter Buck except
No.
for this.
No, I mean, in the videos, he's always just standing there in the background, and he plays I mean,
Right.
who causes trouble that plays a mandolin?
Exactly. He's
I've
the most
never known one.
unassuming guy.
Yeah.
And he just seems like a nice guy, too.
Right.
In every interview, he's kind of quiet.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
I agree. Uh-oh.
This one day, he was not.
Uh-oh.
So let's get into it.
Okay. Let's hear these details.
Okay. And like I said, Peter Buck has always seemed kind of like a quiet, peaceful guy.
Yeah.
So this mild-mannered guitarist got pushed to his limits by the sorcery of flight, evidently.
Oh, crap.
And I guess he's a little afraid of flying as well.
Uh-huh.
The REM was flying from the U.S. to the UK.
Okay. That's a pretty long trip.
Yep. So a long flight over water for a show. And Peter's trip started with drinking 15 glasses of wine in the airport
shit.
bar with his manager. 15 glasses of wine.
Drinking with a buddy and drinking wine. Oh, my God. After one glass, I'm done. Maybe if I'm having a pasta, then I'll have one with it. But
Right.
15?
And he thought the 15 glasses weren't enough, so he popped a sleeping pill.
Oh, my God.
I would have been asleep after 3 glasses of wine because I get a little bit yawn. And
Right.
No, 15 glasses. And he was like, let's go more. Sleeping pill.
And I mean, I know you're not supposed to use heavy equipment when you do that with sleeping pills and alcohol. So I can imagine that should also
probably
include
should.
don't fly.
Yeah, don't fly on heavy equipment.
Don't fly enclosed with other people that don't know you.
Right. Because he stumbled through the aisles, falling on people to get to his seat. And he got lodged in between a couple of seats, and passengers
Oh, my God.
quite politely lifted him out and helped him
Okay.
get back on his way.
Yeah. It's
But
like,
he-
let me help you, Mr. Buck.
But he kept walking up and down the aisles and was doing stuff and talking to people. And so the quiet guitarist becomes this very, like, I'm a chatty drunk.
Oh,
I'm
no.
not calling him a drunk, but I've been drinking
Right.
and I'm chatty.
Now that's interesting. None of the rest of the band was there. It was just him on the plane.
Well, I
and the
don't know
manager.
that.
Because it seems like they would step in and they'd know how to handle him. But unless
okay,
they're
well-
like, we don't know this guy.
Right, that's what I think probably happened. They're all on the flight together. Because
Yeah.
usually, whenever we flew, we always flew together. And I'm
Right.
guessing-
Oh my God. Well, and we couldn't afford to fly separate
Right, exactly.
because I think 4 of us were considered kids
Oh, yeah. It was like one adult and
and 4
children.
kids.
We got the kids right.
Yeah.
I had to wear a diaper.
Oh my God. Yes.
So the other passengers were very nice about it. I don't know if they knew who he was.
Yeah.
But they were probably just more afraid of this guy falling in their laps and going, let's just get the plane out of here and get this trip going.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So after stumbling into all the poor people that are just trying to get home to the UK or go to
Yep.
vacation,
Uh-huh.
the hostess trolley, when it came down the aisle,
Oh yes, the one that carries the food. And
and gives you your little drink.
Yes.
Do we want ice? You want ice? Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
yes,
he didn't want
please.
ice. He wanted to play his CD
Oh my God.
in the hostess trolley.
What?
So he pulled out his CD.
He has CDs with him.
Right,
Oh my
and he
God.
kept cramming it into the hostess trolley to the point where he almost knocked it over.
Oh my God.
And
I can see him pulling out that book that I used to have in the 80s
Right, you're
where
like,
you have it
thumb-
in sleeves
thumb
and you're
through it
like,
and go,
I want this one
I'm going to
today.
hear 10,000 Maniacs. And he's like- and,
Good choice.
right. Because, I mean, if you're on a plane, 10,000
Yeah.
Maniacs.
Oh God, yes.
So he pretty much toppled over the
Oh
hostess
my
cart.
God.
And people became covered in yogurt.
Oh.
One passenger described it as a yogurt explosion.
Oh God.
Can you imagine
Oh.
being in midair, not close to a shower, and being drenched in yogurt?
It's gonna get sticky.
Right.
It's
And
gonna
it's a
smell
milk
like
product.
yes.
So
oh
it's gonna
my
age on
God. I remember being a kid and having a little banana smeared on me, and it freaked me out. So I can imagine a whole yogurt.
you. Oh my God. Yeah, and so
God.
it got on.
Probably fruit on the bottom.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
Yep.
So people are covered in yogurt.
Yep.
And Peter Buck's like, you know what? Let's turn this up a notch. And he decided, I want to get out of the plane.
No.
And he goes to the exit.
What?
And tries to open the exit door.
And it hasn't landed.
No, we're there in the air. They're flying, and he's mad, and because everyone, and he's like, "I'm getting out of here. I'm gonna open up this door and leave. I'm tired of y'all
I
shenanigans.
smell yogurt. I'm out of here.
It stinks in here, and you guys look funny with your yogurt faces."
Fruit on the bottom and fruit on your face.
Right. So, after threatening to go home to heaven, because that's where he would go. He'd go home to heaven. The pilot came out.
Oh my God.
And so the
they had to bring out the big guns.
They had to bring out the captain, and the captain, I'm guessing he probably had an English accent. He was like, "Hey, cheerio," and I don't know. What,
right. But I can see it. I
But
can
it's
see
probably
it.
a very polite,
Yeah.
British captain
Trying
He's
to
like,
talk him down.
"Mr. Buck, would you please refrain from opening the door?" And Peter Buck said, "Fuck off." And this is a quote. Let me see if I can get the quote right. 'Cause he
Okay.
told them,
Oh, this is a quote.
"You are a fucking captain, and I am REM."
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah. So the captain issued a yellow card.
What?
And that's, yeah. So I was reading the story, and so I guess on planes,
Yeah.
like they used to have cards like soccer, or it's a British Airlines kind of thing.
That
or I
must
don't
be
know.
it. Because soccer is so popular
Right.
over there.
So Peter Buck was issued a yellow card.
He wouldn't know what to do with a yellow card.
Because football in America is like the oblong ball, not the round ball.
Right.
And it's like a yellow card, so you spray like, "Fuck your yellow card. I'm REM." And to which the other members of the band were like, "What are we? Just covered in yogurt?"
Now, see, they should have gone right for the red card.
I think so too.
I think there should have been
Well-
a penalty kick.
Even though they were, I know exactly. Should have been a PK or something.
yeah.
or
Oh,
benched
PK,
and missed
yeah.
the next game.
Something bigger should
So
happen.
he would have been stuck in the UK.
But isn't that so British to go soft in the beginning and just be
So
like,
polite.
"Oh, I'm
So
gonna
polite.
get Mr. Buck. I'm gonna have to issue you a yellow card."
Right.
It's like,
So that captain also cut him off from any more alcohol.
right.
And Peter Buck was enraged.
Oh,
he was
no.
mad
Yeah.
because he wasn't through with having his drink on.
Well, when you're drunk and you're being told what to do,
I know, right?
it like takes
It's
it
like,
to a whole nother
"You
level.
can't have my car keys. I'm
Yeah.
driving."
It's like you got to use managerial techniques.
Right.
How do you feel about not having any more tonight?
Well,
and it's
since
like,
you have yogurt, why don't you have a juice box? It goes with your juice box. And he's like, "It does
Right,
sound good
it-
with the yogurt."
right, it's a two-proof.
Right.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, God.
So after the threat of not having any more alcohol, Mr. Buck pulled a knife that he had concealed up his sleeve
What?
and started threatening everybody with the knife.
What?
Right.
Like a kitchen knife? Or
It was a sharp knife, so evidently he might have eaten something in the airport, like maybe he got a steak knife and
Oh my God. Or I'm just imagining like a little plastic one where it's white and it's like flimsy.
or like one of those little things that you can eat ice cream, the little
Oh my God.
the
It's
little,
like the
wooden one.
Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. Where it
Little wooden,
mixes.
like-
Yeah, little. Oh, yeah.
he had a full-on
I'm
knife.
getting so fascinated
I
about
know.
utensils.
It would be so funny if you had like a dagger or something.
Oh my God, a shiv coming out of
Right.
his sleeve.
I know. So
Oh, my
So
God.
he's already expecting to go to prison.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, I would expect it too. Any common person who's not a member of REM would have gone to prison.
Exactly. So the flight crew very politely wrestled the knife from his hand, which probably would have been pretty easy with the sleeping pill wine guy.
I
Because
know.
he was probably not handling it well.
I can imagine him like being real dramatic, being like, "Oh, oh,
I know.
oh,
Right,
oh,"
exactly.
and
That-
drops the knife and starts crying.
Right. I'm just going to go to sleep now.
Y'all aren't shiny happy. Oh God.
And so after all of those shenanigans, and they were very, very nice.
Yeah.
The Brits even described his behavior as naughty. But also, they believe that he should have taken responsibility for it because they called him naughty and said, also come to court because
Yeah.
you broke the law.
Get him in front of the powder wigs.
Yep. So they called him in front of the powder wigs.
Yep. Yep.
Which United States defeated in a war that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
That's another podcast. We can't go into that.
yeah, it's a whole nother subject and everything.
Yeah. I'd turn off that one.
So they took him to court because there's laws.
Yeah.
Well, except if you're a rich white guy, evidently.
Oh,
So
serious?
he had a trial, and the defense paraded out the biggest and best names in music.
No.
All these famous people. Bono showed up.
Oh, what?
Yep.
Oh, good
Bono.
God.
When Bono shows up, you're not going to jail.
Right.
Can you imagine, like
Bono represents everything
Yeah.
good.
Right. Bono shows up and he testifies for you in your trial.
Oh,
You think you're going to jail?
God. That even happened there.
Right.
I've lost respect for their court system.
Right.
Oh.
So Bono shows up and he's like, he's my mate. He's a famously peaceful dude. He's awesome. He's a, he's a gentleman and a scholar.
Right,
And-
sure.
And Michael Stipe showed up and said some of the same things. And he added, he's a Southern gentleman.
Oh, God.
To which the courts were like, well,
It's
he
like-
doesn't have to go do anything.
It's
in
like, oh my
jail.
God, he's from Athens? Oh my God.
Right, Athens.
Georgia. Yeah. Oh, please.
Yeah, so in April of 2002,
Okay.
Peter Buck was cleared by a British jury of air rage.
Wow.
Got off.
Cleared. Not
Totally
even a
cleared.
mark on the record.
Yeah, not even a slap on the wrist, they didn't even throw tea in his face, which I think that would have been
That would have been.
Mr. Buck. Like throw tea in his face.
Yeah, and tea bags.
Right.
Yeah.
Or those they're cops, the bobbies,
Oh,
chase him with
yes.
a stick. None of that happened.
See, and he would have learned his lesson. I
Yep.
wonder how his flight back was.
Oh my God! He probably flew American Airlines. But the sad part about this is Peter Buck never denied.
American Airlines. That took me a second, but okay, yeah.
He never denied. He never did deny his bad behavior. He said I acted badly, but he never did
Really
take
fessed up to
responsibility. He never took responsibility because he claimed, "Oh well, it's the reaction to the sleeping pill." And and it's because it reacted violently with the alcohol. Well, why did you do it?
it. Yeah.
Why did you take a sleeping pill and the alcohol and
Oh
not know
my
that something
God.
could happen, like death? That's
Yeah, but
what
I
could
know.
happen.
I know. Well, luckily he didn't get the airplane door open, so that would have killed everyone.
right. So he never did really fully take responsibility, and that's the part that's most disappointing to me. If someone does something, I'm not going to hold them to a higher standard. I'm not saying you're an idol and you have to
Right.
you have to be a good member of the United States of America and be a good role model for the kids. I don't think that. I don't think
No.
that anyone's Superman, even
Nope.
though they have that song.
Oh,
Right?
and that's a good one. That's a good one.
But I don't ever think that they have to do that, right?
No,
I think
no.
everyone is a human and they have their faults and they make some mistakes. God knows I have, and thank God there was no video back in those days. And
we are so lucky.
I know, oh my God, so
Oh,
lucky.
crap.
But also take responsibility and be a man.
Right.
That's all.
Stand up to what you did.
Yep.
I know, but look at him just getting out scot free. Ah,
I
or
think
buck
karma-
free.
Buck free.
He's buck free.
So awesome.
Well, the one I'm talking about, good old Juice Wrld, WRLD.
Trick it up, kids.
Yeah, he got punished afterwards, but you'll find out how.
They take his store out of the food court. And,
Have you ever eaten it or drank it? Can you
Is
eat
there
at
a
Juice
Ju-
Wrld?
Is there a Juice World though? It just sounds like it's a store. I don't even know if it is one.
Yeah, I think there is. Well, that's Jamba Juice. I don't know. Juice World should exist.
I know. I mean, now that I'll
mean,
let you finish the
smoothies?
story. Why not?
Yeah. If there's not one, there needs to be one.
Right by the Chick-fil-A and the pizza.
Oh my God. And the Chinese place where they just
Right. You get the lo
good
mein.
stuff. Oh yeah, exactly.
sorry, go on with
Food
this.
court. Yeah, so Juice World, he's an American rapper, songwriter, and he's known as a leading figure of a style of music I know you're fond of, emo rap.
My favorite.
Have you ever heard emo rap?
Yes.
Do you ever want to hear it again? Okay. You're in the same bucket I am. I don't get it. But it just, I don't know.
I think all emo rappers should be prosecuted in food court by Judge Judy. Wouldn't that be awesome? That was a good show.
Oh my God.
Food court with Judge Judy.
Oh my God, that could be really good. And it's like you just risk your life, your sentence to eat one particular thing.
Well, I think that you go and you get what you want in the food court, and then you sit there and eat, and you have to say like what you did.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
"That man
okay.
hit my car."
Actually, I think a bad punishment would be that corn dog place where you have to wear that hat and that
God.
dress, and then you have to jump up and down on a pogo stick making lemonade.
Yeah, that would be.
I don't know, but it creates a weird visual. But Gerard, who that's his real name, he had a history of drug abuse that began at an early age, and he did speak openly about his experiences. It kind of shared it through the music. His mother claimed that he was also dealing with anxiety and depression on top of his battle with drug
Who
addiction.
isn't?
Way
Come on, man.
to bring down the whole situation and make mine not such an issue. He was a heavy drug user during his childhood and teen years. And just like you, he began drinking lean in the 6th grade.
Oh, yeah.
And started using Percocet and Xanax in 2013. So he was hitting full on at a very
That's a
young
party.
age.
That's a party happening.
Oh my God. But Gerard Higgins, who's Juice World, he actually died December 8, 2019, after a plane trip from Los Angeles to Chicago.
Okay.
Not because of something that the plane did mechanically.
Or jumping out, open up the exit. Go to
No,
heaven.
he didn't get to the exit. He may have wanted to, but didn't happen on this
Okay.
one. In fact, we'll touch on that in a second. But he was aboard a private Gulfstream jet. So you know you made it when you're on a Gulfstream jet.
Nice.
Law enforcement officers ended up waiting for his jet to arrive in Chicago.
Really?
Yeah, they're there waiting. I mean, not just maybe any fans, but there's also the feds. The law enforcement officers were waiting for the jet to arrive, and they had been notified by federal agents while the plane was en route that they suspected there were drugs and guns on the plane.
Oh, shit.
I
There's
know.
a snitch.
I mean, just this little, because a Gulfstream, I don't know. Is that one of the planes you'd rent, or is that one he would have owned?
Well, I mean, you could own one, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so maybe it was his own. But now, according to the show TMZ, where I get all my news from,
of course.
yeah, the feds had been tipped off by, like you said, a snitch, and they claimed it was the pilot.
Ooh.
I know. And I mean, it's almost like pilot-client privilege where you're not allowed to talk about your
I'm guessing
passenger.
that the guns might have scared him.
It could have
right?
been.
Like, how did they get the guns on the plane? Because I think even when you fly,
Because this is post 9/11, but I don't know. I mean, do you get benefits and be able to carry your own gun on board when you have a Gulfstream? I don't know.
I think you still have to walk through metal detectors. I
Yeah.
could be completely wrong.
I mean, the only spot I can answer for is coach. That's all I've ever flown.
I mean,
If I'm lucky.
I've flown on a good sized plane,
Yeah.
private plane,
Yeah.
and we still had to walk through
Okay.
a metal detector.
Interesting.
No, we didn't have to go through the same kind of. They didn't look through, all your backpack and everything. But
Right.
you did have to walk through a metal detector.
Huh. Well, I don't know how they did this, but what happened is.
Someone needs to correct us if we're wrong.
Yeah, please. Now, while Juice and his entourage were in the air, they got wind of the authorities waiting for them at the airport.
So
I bet one of their buddies who's like got his sign that says "Welcome,
Wrld.
Juice." Yeah. he has his cell phone or something and gives them a shout saying, "Hey, listen, these guys are waiting for you." Well, they're
I
already
imagine
in
that
the
there would have
air.
been a lot of if they knew they had weapons and drugs, they probably would have been a good deal of folks waiting for them in black vehicles.
Oh, yeah.
Black and white vehicles.
Well, they find out about it, and so they get in a panic. I mean, here you are in a plane with all this
In the
stuff.
air, freaking out.
So some of them start actually flushing drugs down the airplane toilet, doing anything they could to hide the drugs.
Where do
And
they think the drugs are going to go when they flush it down the toilet on the airplane?
I know. I mean, your poop is still there. I
Right.
mean, the drugs are still going to be
It
there.
doesn't fly out of the plane.
No.
So it's like it's still with you. You might as well just keep it.
Right, it's not a Dave Matthews Bus where you dump it out and it falls into a river. It's more where, yeah, it's going to be stashed in there. But let's see, there's MC Mule was one of the passengers who's a part of the entourage of Juice Wrld. And now MC Mule was normally in charge of like the alcohol, the meat, the fruit trays at venues. I
Right.
mean, you
So-
got to have someone who's on top of things
So
to
he kind of
be.
takes care of catering and
Yep, yeah. He actually started to hand out cavity condoms for everyone to put drugs into their leaking donut.
bad idea.
I mean, that
Yeah.
was not. Again, they're panicking. They're just trying to
Right.
think of something to do. And now, so all this panic and chaos is going on the plane, and Juice decides to panic and also try to get rid of some drugs by ingesting them. So he allegedly swallowed many unknown pills. Some included Percocet. And then they land and the feds come on. Well, then Juice starts convulsing and seizing and later died at a local medical center.
Good
So-
Lord.
Just from slamming all that stuff. Now, the funny thing is, you can
Way
understand.
to bring it around to a lighthearted part of it.
Leave it to me, Mr. Lightheart. There was found by authorities over 70 pounds of vacuum sealed marijuana.
There is no way you can hide that in your bunghole.
That's what's amazing is they're working so hard to get rid of some things. And then you've got this. I mean, what have you done? Have you made it into like the cart table? You put a
So a-
blanket on it?
So pot's very light, right? I mean, it's
Yeah.
light.
Okay.
So a
I'll take
pound
your
of
word
weed,
for it.
vacuum locked is about it's a good sized brick.
Okay.
70 of those. You can build a new plane with 70 pounds of weed.
It's like Lincoln logs. They just all
Good
fit together.
Lord, that's a lot of weed.
But there was that much weed.
That is
I know. There were 6 bottles of prescription codeine cough syrup
Okay.
and pistols with high capacity ammo magazines and metal piercing bullets.
70 pounds. I can't get over the 70 pounds of weed. Like, where did they put it in the plane?
Maybe because haven't there been some comedy movies where the police come in and they're looking all around and there's this big thing just right there and they're not. It's not even dawning on them.
You make
that
a new
that's-
wall. Yeah. It's like, put this behind the curtains.
or someone sits on it just
Right.
to make it
It's
look like a
make
big
it look
old
like a chair.
Yeah.
Make some chairs and the thing. And
Right, the new couch.
man.
Well, fellow rapper Boozy Badass declared the pilot as a snitch and threatened violence upon the pilot. But then he really took on things in a new way and later recanted that statement after reflecting on the danger of young artists being overwhelmed by suddenly having money.
Or he was threatened with jail. I mean,
It's one of those
because you
things
can't
where,
threaten people.
yeah, no, that's true. He probably retracted that one.
The only
because
thing that
of
should happen to snitches is stitches. Quit threatening the guy with other stuff.
Right. I know. So he ended up recanting that, and everything else just ended up. There was no prosecution or anything like that.
Really?
No.
So
there
no one
wasn't.
else.
No, no. I mean, it was, I guess, just because of Juice's death,
They
were
all
like,
blamed him.
yeah, but you
Yeah.
know what? It was his. It was
It was
his.
him. We're just paid, hired hands, and the guy that died did all the things.
Right?
He carried it on himself, all 70 pounds.
He was their way out. So maybe
Good
so.
Lord.
I know.
That is a lot of drugs.
It is insane.
I want to fly that airline.
70 pounds of marijuana comes with the ticket.
Right.
I know.
Is
Well,
as much as you can smoke in a
better
trip.
hope it's a long flight.
Good Lord. You open up the door and it's like,
Oh my God. Yes. Like when people vape in the car.
right.
Oh, oh my God. Oh.
We're to the really good juicy meat, Juice Wrld of the show.
We're ready to buck this show up a notch. Yeah.
This is like gonna hit you like 70 pounds of weed, kids. It's the Lone Star Salute.
Oh my God. One of my favorite moments.
Right?
Don't even think we would get rid of the Lone Star Salute just
No
because
way.
we've been gone for a while.
Right. We still want to hear about 1-star reviews of things that you hate.
Oh my God. It's fun to hear what people hate.
It makes us laugh.
Oh, it does. I mean, because they go on about musicians they hate, music they hate, shows they hate.
Right.
There's a lot of hate.
There's so much hate.
I know. It's that thing where you never see enough good reviews.
Right.
Or you just, if you see a good review, then you're like, no, that's not real. It's a bot. But you've got a review?
Yep. I'm going to stick with the people I came in with, REM.
Dance with the one who brung you.
Yep.
Okay.
And this is a review of REM's Around the Sun.
Around the Sun?
Yeah, so this one came out.
Because I've never heard of that one.
I haven't either.
I love their early stuff, like the first 5, 6 albums when they were on IRS
Murmur
Records.
And, yeah, so I bailed on REM a while
When they
back.
went with Warner Brothers and
Yeah,
all that.
I bailed on
They
'em.
started losing it.
Yep. And this one, Around the Sun, and the reviewer is named Weiner. And he titles his review, Around Your Anus.
Okay.
Which, that right there, thank you, Weiner. I love you.
There could be a period after that, and I'm good with a review.
Right. All right. Here's my review. Around your anus. Boom. Done. Drop the mic.
Right.
So, Weiner goes on to say, this is REM's worst offering, and I have been a fan since I was 13 and bought Murmur with money I earned from delivering newspapers on my bike. Murmur is so good.
Oh, that was
So
worth all his
good.
bike riding.
It was.
To be able to get that one.
It's good. So I trust Weiner.
Classic.
I trust him, and he says,
Yeah.
I wouldn't steer you wrong. This album is just not worth the money or the time. And I sold my copy of this used CD to the CD dealer,
Oh.
about a week and a half after buying it.
Oh, my God.
And enduring through it.
You know you think it sucks when you sell it to the used CD store because he paid what, $15.99, and then he
Something.
gets probably 5 cents because they
Right.
already have 20 copies.
Right. And they looked at it and they like, around your anus? Yeah, because he had already scratched out the title and was
Yeah.
like, changing the title.
Oh,
of
and
this
those people
one.
that work there, those fuckers, they always made you feel guilty. Like, I've already got 10 of those, but I'll take it for 50 cents.
Just
And you're
'cause
like,
it's REM.
thank you, sir.
Right.
Yeah. God.
Thank you for ripping me off.
Yeah, right.
So he says, I was bored, silly, and surprised they even bothered releasing it. I was also surprised that it is included in anyone's top 10 list
Oh.
for the 2004.
Yeah.
So this was 2 years after the flight incident.
Oh.
So maybe it messed Buck up a
Oh,
bit.
maybe it did.
So he says it's his pick for most disappointing release of the year. And it made several people's top list, but he was like, no, you're wrong.
Wow.
And
That's sad.
And he also says that he's glad that Peter Buck has the -5 projects to work with because this one is not good.
Oh.
I'm not familiar with the -5.
I'm not either. I'm not familiar with Around Uranus or the -5. See, they're getting into stuff and I already checked out.
Right.
I've already had my 15 glasses of wine and my sleeping pill.
Right. And then who wants to do anything else? I'm not going to go listen to any more
Right?
music. Except on the trolley,
Yeah, see,
the
I
catering
know.
trolley.
Oh, God. Well,
What do you got?
Even though I might have had that much wine and sleeping pills, I still would not listen to Juice Wrld. But I've got a person that feels the same way I do.
Okay.
Now, it's crazy, though. It was really hard to find a negative review on Juice Wrld. People really put him on a pedestal. It's almost like how Kurt Cobain is for alternative. He is that way for rap.
See, that's so strange to me.
I don't.
Okay, good.
It is what it is. He goes on to say, and his name is Unpopular Opinion. So, because he's going against the grain here. Going against the juice. I don't get why everybody thinks Juice Wrld's music is so good. Frankly, I find it annoying. It's just crybaby garbage with him barely opening his mouth beyond the 10% mark. Does anyone else feel the same? Okay, we got another. And he goes on to say, Juice Wrld pretty much represents everything bad. He's not a rapper. Admittedly, I haven't heard all of his songs, but from the ones I have, he hasn't rapped. He sings. Well, but he can't sing, so he's not a singer either. And his lyrics are uninspired as fuck. So he's basically talentless. Lucid Dreams is legit the worst song I've heard all year. Bad production, ear-bleeding singing, and cringy lyrics. So, he wasn't happy with it either. He's probably as old as we are.
Probably. An older person is going, I don't like it.
Yeah, unpopular 70-year-old opinion. So, I don't know if it's an age thing that I just don't get it. But
well, maybe the old folks will dance to it at the nursing home.
I still think they're dancing to Lawrence Welk.
But wouldn't it be awesome? Well, I mean, they can't hear very well, right?
Well,
Why don't they
true.
just put a bunch of mumble
Just
and
some
emo rap on?
Just some loud beats.
Right, and just tell them, this is Lawrence Welk's new one. And they're like, oh, I love him. And they're all like dancing.
Lawrence Welk's newest. Oh, my God. Where are the bubbles?
Oh, my God, that would be great. I want to be an old folks home DJ when I go home. I think that would be a great
There might be a
job.
market for that. I know. And they'll invite you back.
Retirement center DJ. And you just have a bubble machine.
I know.
And, like, play stuff.
Yeah. Every Thursday at 3 p.m. right before dinner.
And then they serve Jell-O and
Oh, my
fruit
God.
cocktail cups on the way out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. See, if I just brought the Jell-O and fruit cocktail cups, I think I would win.
Oh, yeah. And you can have Jell-O and fruit cups while you DJ.
Yes. Like sitting there like.
Yeah.
And that's the sound of their wheelchairs.
See, that's how great ideas are born, where you just talk shit. All right.
Yep.
We're back.
With a happy ending.
Oh.
We're not going to leave the happy ending out.
That's why I came back. I wanted the happy ending.
Everyone always comes back for the happy ending.
I know. That's why I always go to Royal Lane.
Stay for, like, listen to the story. Stay for the happy ending.
Right? Oh, but we've talked about some amazing stuff.
Yeah, another successful show.
Yeah, yeah.
But today's craziness has been well documented in several publications.
Yes, that's
And on
true.
TMZ.
These things did happen.
So even though some of the stories changed a little bit in their telling and retelling, these are true stories. These are not Jackalope Tales.
No, they are legit. I mean, they really happened. Now, you haven't done DJing at a old folks home yet.
But I will.
So that's a jackalope tale right now.
I'm down with that.
I'm down with the fruit
So,
cup.
any of you old folks people, hit me up.
Yeah.
Old folks people, is that what they call them?
Old folks people.
Any retirement
I like
centers in
that.
need of entertainment?
Yeah.
Hit Charles and I up.
Yeah. Well, don't bring me in
I
yet.
think you need to man the other turntable because I could probably only do one at a time. You know, the elbow.
Oh,
You do
okay.
that turntable, I'll do this one.
I know. I'll work out my tennis elbow and make sure it's ready to go. Oh, but yeah.
So we'd like to thank everybody for listening.
Thank you so much.
And please follow the links on our show notes and find us on all the socials.
Ah, yes. Subscribe. How about late? Subscribe, rate, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts and anywhere else you get your podcasts. And this video is going to be on YouTube.
Yes.
So, finally you get to see our
Sweet
shiny,
faces.
happy faces.
Right. And now you'll know what we're talking about when we like act out with our hands
They can see when we eat Skittles.
and when we do mime stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, my God.
So-
They better not see me drink lean.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, they will. So join us next time as we watch Charles drink lean.
Yes.
And thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to start over.
Okay. Go for it.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm going to start over again.
It's
got in
nighttime
my
like
head.
old
It was
people.
like, I'm going night night.
Yeah, there's night. Good night, everybody. Okay.
Thanks, everybody, and join us next time as we question, is it real or is it a jackalope tale?
You got to watch those Jackalope Tales. They can be bullshitters.
Right.
Okay. We'll watch one.
I can't wait to DJ in a retirement center. And
I'll be sure to bring my show.
or any of those assisted living places.
Oh, my
Because I think
God.
they're still spry.
They might share some pills with you.
Man, I didn't even think about that part. It's Juice Wrld all over
Yeah,
again.
I got an iron deficiency.
Are those B vitamins? I love those.
That'd be legit.